The Lincoln Memorial is one of the few monuments that honor a president. Built between 1914 and 1922, the monument stands proudly facing a long reflective pool at the west end of the National Mall. Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin in Hardin County, Kentucky to Thomas Lincoln and Nancy Hanks. Due to a land dispute, the Lincolns were forced to move from Kentucky to Perry County, Indiana in 1817, where their family squatted on public land to scrap out a living in a crude shelter, hunting game, and farming a small plot. Thomas was eventually able to buy the land. When young Abraham was 9 years old, his mother died of a milk sickness. The event was devastating, and young Abraham quietly resented the hard work placed on him at an early age. In December 1819, Thomas married Sarah Bush Johnston. Though both of his parents were most likely illiterate, Sarah encouraged Abraham to read. It was while growing into manhood that he received his formal education. Finally, at the age of 22, Abe packed his few belongings and moved to New Salem, Illinois. In 1844, Abraham Lincoln partnered with William Henderson in the practice of law, in which he made a good living in his early years as a lawyer. In 1854, Congress passed the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which allowed individual states and territories to decide for themselves whether to allow slavery or not. It provoked violent opposition in Kansas and Illinois, and it gave rise to the Republican Party. This awakened Abraham Lincoln's political zeal once again, and his views on slavery moved more toward moral resentment. Lincoln joined the Republican Party in 1856, in which he was elected to be president in 1860. During the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln responded to the crisis wielding powers as no other president before him had done. He distributed $2 million from the Treasury for war material without approval from Congress. The Union Army's first year and a half of battlefield defeats made it especially difficult to keep self-confidence up. With the hopeful but by no means conclusive Union victory in Antietam on September 22, 1862, Lincoln felt confident enough to reshape the cause of the war from saving the Union to abolishing slavery. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863, which stated that all individuals who are held as slaves in rebellious states henceforward shall be free. The action was more symbolic than effective because the North didn't control any states in rebellion, and the proclamation didn't apply to border states, Tennessee or some Louisiana parishes. Many people still honor Abraham Lincoln for freeing the African Americans from slavery and reuniting the country after the Civil War. Now let's move to something about the Lincoln Memorial. The monument's construction took place between 1914 and 1922 with its architect Henry Bacon. It consists of 36 columns of Colorado marble, one for each state at the time of Lincoln. The names of the 48 contiguous states are listed above the columns, and the dates of their admission to the Union are engraved in Roman numerals. Because Hawaii and Alaska attained statehood several decades after the Lincoln Memorial was finished, their names are inscribed on a plaque located on the front steps. At the time, there was the Civil War, and the Union was stronger with the whole U.S. than by themselves. Like the monument, if one column is taken out, the rest will collapse. The monument depends on interdependence, like the time when our country was divided. The stairs that are in front of the monument symbolize the lessons learned in life, which, if properly used, brings us higher and higher in knowledge. However, if the lessons are forgotten, the danger of folly is continuously present. In short, this relates to Abraham Lincoln because at the time there was slavery, and Lincoln taught the South that slavery was backed by a war. If we still had slavery, the U.S. wouldn't be as good as it is right now in the 21st century. The statue inside the monument was designed by Daniel Chester French and carved by the Picori brothers of New York.
Inscribed on the south wall of the monument is Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. On the north wall of his second inaugural address, many important and famous things have also occurred here at the monument that includes the I Have a Dream speech by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and a concert by Marian Anderson, the famed African-American singer who performed at the Lincoln Memorial on Easter Saturday in 1939 as a direct challenge to segregation. What earned Lincoln his monument was that he played a leader who successfully prosecuted the Civil War to preserve the nation. He played a key role in making the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery in America.